Yes, a very good evening to you, and you're very welcome to On the Ball here on WLR, all brought to you by UPMC Sports Medicine, making better athletes. Very shortly, Matt Keane will reflect on a dramatic weekend cross-channel in the third round of the FA Cup. No shortage of surprises. The fourth round draw comes up very shortly. Later in the programme, we'll hear from West Waterford athlete Kate Veal on her hopes and plans for the 2021 season, plus a few tips on how we can stay active during the lockdown. And we'll also reflect on Munster's hard-fought victory over Connacht in the Guinness Pro 14 on Saturday night. You're very welcome to the programme.
Lovely turn from Cerula, and it's opened up for him. Nick Cerula! A magic moment at Crawley Town. What a way to get your first senior goal, and what a stage. A lovely goal to give his side the lead. The finish went under Casillas, and Nick Cerula finds the net. Davis. Harrison can't get to that. And here's Nichols. And he feeds it to Nadesan. The angle's tight. Nadesan squeezes it past Casilla. And Crawley Town have Leeds United 2 goals down. A day to remember in the history of Crawley Town, and their manager John Yems, for the League 2 side have eliminated Premier League Leeds United.
And yes, you are very welcome to this evening's programme. You can tell by that we are going to start with soccer, and quite a dramatic weekend cross-channel. The FA Cup third round threw up many shocks. Amongst one of them was Crawley Town's 3-0 victory, deserved 3-0 victory over Leeds United yesterday. And to help us look back at the FA Cup action, amongst other things, is Matt Keane, our own soccer correspondent, who joins us on the line. Thanks for taking the call, Matt, and Happy New Year to you and yours first off.
Yeah, many thanks, Gavin. Good evening to you, and Happy New Year to you and everybody also.
Much appreciated. Crawley Town, I suppose, from League 2. One of the stories of the weekend, Matt, the FA Cup, it always throws up a couple of surprises, and you'd have to say, you know, from watching it yesterday, I'm a Leeds fan myself, but you couldn't but be impressed by Crawley, and fully deserved, really, 3-0 winners.
Yeah, it was fantastic, wasn't it? I thought the third round of the FA Cup, I really love it every year. You know, you don't know what's going to happen. You always get a surprise or two, and this was absolutely fantastic. Crawley really deserved a 3-0 victory, and you know, the manager John Yems, an interesting character to say the least, because he actually applied for a coaching job with Leeds United in 2018. And he was turned down for us, so right. That was a sweet one for him yesterday. But they played absolutely superbly well, they really did. And you have to give a great credit, I think, to the Leeds United manager. He really took it on the chin, and he was, bitterly disappointed that Leeds had lost, but he was so gracious in defeat, and the way he spoke with John Yems and that after. I thought it was a smashing match. But Crawley, they're fantastic. Really was the outstanding result of the weekend, Gavin.
It certainly was indeed, yeah. And full value for it, as you say, and in fairness to Leeds, again, their attacking style in the first half, they played reasonably okay, but again, it's that kind of high octane game they play, Matt, and it's in the league as well, they've conceded a couple of goals of it that, and sometimes they maybe defensively they're caught at the back, really, aren't they?
They are indeed, yeah. They kind of play this free-flowing football, don't they? And even listening to the experts leading up to the match, you can't predict what kind of a formation Leeds are going to play. I think sometimes the players might be even confused to have no idea what kind of a formation they're playing. There's just kind of up and down team, balloon up and down the field and get back and harry and chase. But, they really are an exciting team to watch, and I don't think there's any danger of them being relegated from the Premier League, but a bitterly disappointing result for them. But it's a smashing story there. One of the lads on the Crawley team, he was told a year ago he'd never play because he was involved in a terrible car crash. Yesterday had a great game, and then of course Mark Wright, who would be known to reality TV people, Strictly Come Dancing, right, yeah. And I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. He came out, they thought it was a bit of a fun signing, but by all accounts he's an excellent footballer. He came on late on full back, and by all accounts he's on a year's contract with Crawley, so it was all kind of stories. It was a lovely match.
Yeah, it certainly was. Yeah, exactly. And fair play to Crawley, fully deserving winners. I suppose Crawley Town as well, their victory early on Saturday there, knocking Derby County out of it 2-0. I know Derby now were without a lot of players, Matt, due to injuries and a lot of COVID cases there in the camp. But again, a nice story as well. They're in the hat for the draw, which is coming up actually very shortly, 7 o'clock this evening for round 4.
Yeah, Crawley Town, very shortly now. And you know what I was saying, when you look back on it, it's probably one of the big upsets of FA Cup history, but it's not really because it was a kind of an under-18 team that Derby County had to play because of COVID, and a few under-23 players. And I was reading an interesting article by the Middlesbrough manager Neil Warnock earlier on today where he said this is ridiculous. He said clubs have to put out under-18 players and under-23 players. They should go back to a reserve league in England. But that will take time. Well, he makes a good point. He makes a very good point. But then again, it throws up kind of fairy tales, doesn't it? You had Louis Barry scoring that fantastic goal for Aston Villa on Friday night against Liverpool, only 17, the chap, and then you had the lad for Spurs yesterday, Alfie Devine, scoring. The youngest player ever, 15 and a half, to play for Spurs and gets a goal. So, these guys, it's going to live with them forever, ever more, the Louis Barrys of this world and the Alfie Devines, Gavin.
Yeah, certainly leads us in nicely to that. The next game, Marine and Tottenham. What a great story that was yesterday, the 8th tier of the English League. And, you could see the fans there. The houses are kind of right on top of the field and they were trying to get a bird's eye view. In fact, they had a bird's eye view, but I suppose Spurs class in the end, Matt told Vinicius there with a hat-trick, 5-0 winners. But I suppose a great moment for Marine as well, and they kind of enjoyed the whole experience.
It was great, and the back gardens of the house is back onto the dugouts and that. And I was wondering what all the numbers were along the place. You had sort of 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Well, that's the number of the house. So when the ball goes into the back garden, you know exactly what house to go back in to get the ball back in the race. So when it goes into number 15, you knock on number 15 and get the ball back. And you'd often see it here in Orchard Park. Balls go into the back garden, and you don't know what back garden is in. So, you have fellas in clubs going around looking to find out what back garden the ball is in. But I thought it was fantastic. It's a really brilliant idea. And, the 20,000 virtual tickets sold, and Spurs fans really played a blinder. And then, of course, they had that idea of setting tickets for the next pre-season game, and Jose Mourinho would actually manage the team. And whoever the winner of the raffle would be the assistant to Mourinho when they play their first pre-season game next year. So they came up with all kinds of ideas, and it was fabulous. Fabulous story also, Gavin.
Yeah, it certainly was. Lovely to see. But Spurs prevailing there, 5-0 and on a good run of form. I suppose they're in the League Cup final, Matt, as well. They're going well in the league and now into the 4th round of the FA Cup. So I'm sure Jose Mourinho will be pretty pleased at the minute.
Yeah, still going in the Europa League. So surely they're going to win a trophy this year. Surely they'll win a trophy. Maybe they could even win 2 of them. But he's really after stamping his style on it now, isn't he? And he's determined to win something with Spurs, and I have no doubt they will win something this year, Gavin.
Certainly so, indeed. Now, 2 local angles from results over the weekend, Matt. Obviously, we can't go through every result. You'd nearly need 3 or 4 shows to go through all the third round results. But Barnsley, 2-0 winners over Tranmere Rovers, and Wycombe Wanderers defeating Preston North End by 4-1. 2 local connections, I believe, there.
There were indeed, no joy, unfortunately. Leo O'Connor, Lee started his football here with the Villa, of course, played with Manchester United and Celtic and all that, and he's on loan at the moment with Tranmere. Unfortunately, no joy. He played in the game, but Barnsley came out on top. And a big surprise, Wycombe Wanderers really blew Preston out of the water, 4-1. Preston going very, very well in the Championship in recent times. But this is the match that Jason Malumphey made his debut for Preston on loan from Brighton. And as I said, 4-1, and he was taken off midway through the second half and replaced by Shawnee Maguire, the former Waterford striker. So a little bit of a local angle there, but unfortunately no joy for Jason and for Leo O'Connor.
Yeah, unfortunately, hard luck to the 2 lads in the third round action. Concludes tonight with Stockport County playing host to West Ham United at 8 o'clock. As was another standout moment I was watching the highlights of Newport County and Brighton yesterday. Went to penalties, and credit Jason Steele, the Brighton goalkeeper, Matt. He made a bit of a blunder near the end there, which forced Newport to take it to extra time, but he saved 4 penalties then in the shootout, and they got through there after extra time, winning the shootout there 4-3. So nice moment, wasn't it?
4 penalties was incredible, and you felt so sorry for him when the ball went over his head. But Padraig Hammond, the Carlow lad, former League of Ireland player, he almost got 2 goals again. He's on fire recently for Newport County, and he was lucky there. He lobbed the keeper at one time, and the Brighton player got back. I think it was Solly Church got back and took it off the line, and another shot he fired in from the right hand side, and the ball just went inches wide with the far upright. But Paul Begammon on fire. They really missed, I think, Scott Twine. Scott Twine was on loan from Swindon to Newport County, and he had scored, I think, 7 or 8 goals for them this season. But he was recalled by Swindon to play against Ipswich Town. And Scott Twine, of course, a former Waterford player on loan here with the Blues, and he scored one of the most incredible goals of the weekend, one of the best goals ever seen at Portman Road. He let fly from about 30 yards, and the ball flew into the net, and what an absolute peach of a goal. And when he was on loan with Waterford, we knew Scott Twine was a very, very special talent, but my God, he's really done the business this year, as I said, with Newport and now with Swindon Town. And I actually sent a later text to John Sheridan, who of course was a Waterford manager for a short period of time last year. I also, sent my deepest sympathies to him on the death of his mum and dad over Christmas. And on Sunday morning, I got a lovely response from John. He's a gentleman, always very, very helpful to us all out there in WWR. And, even though they beat Ipswich, I was really happy for John, and, especially for Scott Twine. What a goal. It's up on every social media.
Yeah.
If you get a chance to have a look at it, Gavin, look at it.
I must actually, yeah.
Absolutely amazing goal it was by Scott Twine.
Yeah, certainly worth checking out indeed. Yeah, fantastic finish. And I suppose on that, and leads us nicely in, I suppose, to do a wrap on it. Matt, Waterford FC, of course, Kevin Sheedy going to take over as manager of the Blues now ahead of the start of the new season, which presumably, hopefully, will be around the 19th of March. I think that's the plan. But I believe he has landed on shoreside as well in recent days, I believe.
Yeah, I'm Mike Newley, assistant there. They're in around the area. I'm sure they're working away now, drawing up the list of players and all that, because they have Shane Griffin and John Martin is signed, Darren Murphy is signed, Brian Murphy is signed, so we're going to have another influx of players coming in. There was talks about maybe Bashan Heary was coming back, but it looks like as we speak he's going to be going to St. Patrick's Athletic. But, Kevin Sheedy and Mike Newell, they have contacts, and it's going to be a very interesting few weeks, I believe. I'll check it out, but I think they're going back pre-season training on the 25th of January, and hopefully the league will get underway on the 19th of March.
Hopefully so. Yeah, hopefully so indeed. As you say, a couple of new signings as well. I know there's a good few of last year's guys have recommitted as well. As you say, hopefully get back to the training ground, and once it's safe, hopefully they're to resume around the 19th of March. Matt, looking forward to the season ahead then to do it finally.
We will indeed, Gavin. Yeah, really looking forward to it, and hopefully we can get you on board again. I know you enjoyed your little trips to Van Harps and various places.
Well, I'm not sure I'd say enjoy the trip to Ballybuffet, but anyway, look, we'll worry about that. Hopefully we might have a place to stay overnight this time or something,
Yeah, hopefully, we've actually everything being rolled out. It's been a terrible, terrible time for everybody. But the football has kept everybody going, hasn't it? There's something to look forward to at the weekends, and as you said, another match on the telly now tonight, like Stockport and West Ham. There's something to look at, and it just shows you how important sport is, no matter what it is, rugby, hurling, getting football, whatever. Yeah. So important, Gavin.
Yeah, it is. It is absolutely. And I know we've Kate Field coming up later on the show, and I suppose even just to sit down and watch Match of the Day last night, I suppose we're so lucky. A lot of us are in privileged positions, just to be able to get up and get out. And there's so many people suffering that we have to be thankful of even putting sports shows together and have sport to be talking about it, because it does so much, I suppose, for people Matt behind the scenes as well, that it'll never again be underestimated, kind of a thing.
Yeah, exactly. And it's great to talk about all this kind of stuff, and it's fantastic. And I'm delighted to have Kate Field on. There's a girl has been through hell and high water, and the way she's battled back and everything, it's a fantastic story. So let's hope we're going to have lots of good stories with our brilliant athletes and footballers and hurlers and Gaelic footballers, male and female, in 2021, Gavin, after that horrible year last year. So many thanks to every one of them for giving us so much joy and pleasure.
Yep, lovely note to end on. Matt Keane, and my pleasure to have you on as always. Thanks for everything through 2020, by the way, as well. And we look forward to 2021 and hopefully a better year on all fronts, please God.
We will indeed, yeah. Let's hope so, and let's hope all our teams, as I said, male and female, do the business. And I have two wishes for the coming year.
Go on, we'll leave. Go on.
Okay, one is Waterford FC to win the FA Cup, and the other one is for the Waterford Senior Hurlers to win the Lee McCarthy Cup. Die a happy man if those two cups come back to Warford this year.
Well, please God, indeed. We'll keep an eye on it, and hopefully when we're replaying things maybe later on in the year that we'll see whether those wishes come through. Many thanks, Matt.
Pleasure, Gavin.
Lovely.